Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're trying to cut through some of the noise around artificial intelligence. Specifically, its really profound and, well, rapidly unfolding impact on India. You've got a country with over 1.4 billion people, immense diversity, dynamic growth. It makes AI's role there a truly fascinating, complex question, full of exciting possibilities, but also some very real risks.
You've really hit on it there. What's so compelling is just how multifaceted this whole discussion is. We're going to try and unpack whether AI is, primarily an aid or maybe a challenge for India, looking at both its transformative potential, but also alongside the pretty significant hurdles it presents.
Okay, so let's dive in then, maybe start on a positive note. We've been hearing these incredible things about AI's impact in healthcare. How exactly is it like literally saving lives on the ground in India? What are some of the really compelling examples you've seen?
Oh, it's quite remarkable, actually. Take companies like Core.ai. They're using machine learning to detect diseases, things like tuberculosis, directly from chest x-rays.
Just from an X-ray.
It's from the x-ray. And it isn't just about, speed or cost, though that's part of it. By automating these initial screenings, triaging cases, it dramatically scales up access to diagnostics, especially in rural regions where, human specialists are often scarce, almost non-existent sometimes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's fundamentally redefining that initial point of care for millions. It helps with early diagnosis, automating records, even predicting outbreaks before they spread too widely.
That's a massive impact on public health.
hmm
But the influence isn't just limited to human health, right? India's agriculture, I mean, that's the backbone of its economy. It's also seen some pretty radical changes.
Absolutely. And given how much agriculture still relies on the monsoon, the potential here for AI is, well, it's immense.
Right?
You've got companies like Kropan, Satcher, they're using AI along with satellite data, basically giving farmers insights they just didn't have before.
Like what kind of insights?
Things like predicting crop yields with much greater accuracy, meticulously monitoring soil health, and offering solid advice on the best times to sow. This isn't just, a small win. It's a potential stabilizer for an economy that's so dependent on climate predictability. It offers a crucial buffer against, well, unpredictable weather, potentially improving farmers' livelihoods and, national food security.
Right. So these advancements in health and agriculture, they're incredible, definitely on the helping side. But there's this other side of the coin, isn't there? The one that often makes people a bit uncomfortable, especially in a country the scale of India. We are talking about jobs, aren't we? What happens when machines start replacing humans in such a huge workforce?
Yeah, that's the big question. And it's not just hypothetical anymore. It's already a reality. We're seeing banks, for example, rolling out AI chatbots that handle queries that human customer service reps used to manage.
Hmm.
Factories are increasingly automating tasks with smart machines. Even in the IT sector, which you might think is safer, AI is now capable of writing code.
Writing code, really?
Writing
Okay.
code. So for a nation with, over 1.4 billion people, this shift has really profound implications.
And the numbers, they suggest this isn't just about a few roles here and there. There was that McKinsey report. It projected a pretty staggering figure, didn't it?
It did, yeah. That report suggested that up to 60% of routine IT jobs in India could face automation by 2030.
60%.
60%. Now, okay, AI certainly creates new roles. Think data analysts, AI trainers, specialists in AI ethics, that sort of thing. But the fundamental challenge, the real issue, is that these new opportunities just aren't emerging fast enough. Not fast enough to absorb the sheer volume of people being displaced from the more traditional jobs.
Right, the pace is off.
Exactly. And this disparity, it's particularly acute in India's Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, places where, robust digital infrastructure and access to that specialized AI education are still quite limited.
Okay, so if job displacement is a huge concern, is there maybe a silver lining in how AI could transform education itself, perhaps equipping people for these very new roles we're talking about?
Absolutely. I mean, the potential there is immense. You look at educational technology platforms like Byju's or Khan Academy, they're already using AI to personalize learning experiences, adapting the content and the pace to individual student needs, which is, a significant leap forward.
Definitely.
However, the critical hurdle is still access. Currently, only about, a quarter of rural students in India have consistent access to digital learning.
Only 25%, that's a big gap.
It's a huge gap.
Still, the vision for what AI could do, is really compelling. Imagine.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine a student in a remote village, right? Not just accessing static content, but actually learning English or coding through an AI tutor that fluently speaks their own local mother tongue.
That would be incredible.
It really could bridge these deep educational divides that exist, across states, languages, income levels in India. The transformative power is undeniable. But, and this is the key part, to fully unlock it, AI education has to be made both affordable and genuinely inclusive for everyone. We have to overcome those existing digital divides first.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about something equally crucial, the sort of the DNA of AI itself. We often hear that AI models don't really understand Indian culture very well, largely because they're trained on, well, mostly Western data. What are the real-world implications of that cultural disconnect?
You've put your finger on a really critical challenge there. I mean, whether it's struggling to recognize the incredible diversity of Indian accents,
Hmm.
or misinterpreting the nuances of, countless festivals, or just failing to grasp local cultural norms, AI can sometimes be significantly off the mark.
And that's not just an inconvenience, right?
Not at all. It becomes a real problem when that biased AI leads to unfair decisions. We're talking about things like wrongful loan rejections
Right.
or discrimination in hiring processes, or even, the rapid spread of misinformation that could seriously disrupt communities. It's dangerous.
Right. So given these risks, this bias leading to real-world harm,
Hmm.
what's the most immediate kind of practical step India can take beyond just, recognizing the problem exists?
Well, the most crucial step, I think, is to build comprehensive AI training data sets that are truly representative of India's immense diversity.
So better data, essentially.
Exactly. Better, more inclusive data. This means incorporating regional languages, capturing those culturally specific contexts, reflecting the actual lived experiences across the country. It's really essential to tackle these inherent biases right at the data level, to make sure the AI systems we end up deploying actually serve all segments of the population fairly and, accurately.
Hmm. Okay. You've highlighted these risks of misuse deepfakes, potential surveillance, the need for fair AI. How far behind is India's regulatory framework in actually addressing these challenges? What are the specific gaps that worry you most right now?
Yeah, the short answer is we're still playing catch up significantly. While there's ongoing work on a comprehensive data protection law, which is good, there are notably no specific rules in place right now concerning things like deepfakes or large-scale AI surveillance or even just clear guidelines for responsible AI deployment.
No specific rules yet.
Not really, not comprehensively. And this lag, it's genuinely concerning because without clear guardrails, the potential for misuse just grows exponentially before we even have a chance to react effectively.
And while you mention initiatives exist, what's the actual pace of action from the government on this?
Well, the government has certainly taken some steps. They established the National AI Mission, for instance, which conceptually focuses on building fair and inclusive AI. So the intent is there.
Yeah.
But the actual execution, the implementation of these crucial initiatives has been, well, notably slow.
Mhm.
This means that despite, good intentions, the practical impact on the ground in terms of mitigating risks and fostering truly responsible AI, it's just not happening fast enough to keep pace with how quickly the technology itself is evolving.
Okay. So we've talked about the challenges, job displacement, cultural bias, regulatory gaps, big hurdles. But India also has this truly unique advantage, doesn't it? Maybe it's its greatest asset, the world's largest youth population, over 65% of its people under 35. How does this demographic superpower factor into India's AI future?
Oh, it's absolutely huge. This demographic dividend is an incredible opportunity, potentially game-changing. And it's a big if. If we can strategically and effectively train this enormous youth population in AI, India isn't just solving its own workforce challenges. It positions itself to truly become a global leader in AI development and innovation.
A global leader.
Yes, we could be talking about a significant shift in the global power dynamics for technology.
And the vision for that, it's powerful. I
Yeah.
mean, imagine a future where the next OpenAI or, Google DeepMind is not just influenced by, but actually based in India.
That dream is entirely within reach. It's possible. And here's the reality check. To turn that into reality, it's going to require more than just enthusiasm.
Right. What does it need?
It demands robust public-private partnerships, a nationwide build-out of resilient digital infrastructure, and crucially, an unwavering commitment to truly inclusive AI education that reaches every corner of the country, not just the big tech hubs.
So avoiding creating new inequalities while chasing that goal.
Exactly. The challenge will be ensuring this massive opportunity doesn't inadvertently create new layers of inequality, but rather empowers the entire nation.
So it really brings us back to our central question, doesn't it? The one we set out to explore. Is AI primarily helping or hurting India?
It's unequivocally doing both. There's no simple answer. The picture is complex. It's filled with incredible promise for progress, but also significant potential for disruption, for harm. But the ultimate direction, whether AI becomes this powerful tool for unprecedented progress or tragically a cause of even greater inequality, that depends entirely on the choices being made right now, today.
Cheers, it's about.
Choices about how India educates its vast population, how it innovates internally, and critically, how it constructs robust regulations in this incredibly fast-moving field. India truly stands at a pivotal crossroads right now.
And that leaves us, and you, our listener, with a final, maybe provocative thought to consider. Given AI's rapid evolution, its deep implications for your own life, for jobs, culture, society, what personal responsibility might you have in advocating for an AI future that truly serves everyone, one that doesn't just exacerbate the inequalities we already see? What will you do to help shape that future?